think our guys collectively are just growing within the system, so it's really only our second year in that system, and we found an identity, and we're playing to that identity, and we have some good players that are totally bought in and executing at a high level. I think up front in the offensive line, we played 4 freshmen this year, and a few others that actually played in reserve roles. So we're young, and we're growing within the system, and it works. We found our niche, and we're not as good as we need to be, and not as good as we're going to be here moving forward. Yeah, I mean, those are the guys that I lose sleep over. It's like, how do we replace Carson Crispin and Evan Lovett? You're talking about, I don't know, close to 375 carries between the two of them this year. So, they were great players here, highly productive and team guys and leaders. Guys are right. You could count on them. And they worked hard in the weight room, and they worked hard taking care of their bodies, and they didn't miss many downs over the course of the last couple seasons. So their dependability and durability is that's going to be tough to replace. So and I know we have some talent waiting in the wings that will replace them, but not completely, so that remains to be seen how that will happen. But those guys set the bar pretty high here over the course of the last, they've been here for 4 seasons, but specifically within this system, the last 2 seasons, they set the bar pretty high. Yeah, I mean, it shows up every day. I mean, it's dependable, never misses anything, does things right, takes care of his body, does a nice job in the classroom. Lifts hard even when he's not 100%, and he carried a really heavy load. That's a tough position, the B-back position in our system. It's a physical position, and for him, his durability is unparalleled. To do what he did was pretty special. So that part will be missed. Our younger players can learn from him is there's a guy that shows up every day and is physical, is tough. Obviously, he's super talented. There are not many times we got a big hit on him. He's like the Matrix. They can't quite get a hold of him going through there. We call him the big cat. He's just tough to get hit, and he'll jump over you too, or run around you, and then obviously he runs over quite a few guys too. So they've seen what right looks like. Our young guys have seen it. There's been a precedent set for what's expected of that B-back position, and Evans set the standard that'll be sitting there for a while. No, it's always great to get recognition, and it's a reflection of their hard work, frankly, and their durability and dependability and the product they put on tape. I thought we had some other players that were deserving as well, but when you win 3 games and you're not finishing in the top half of the conference, you're going to have less guys than you probably deserve. I was disappointed, for Devin Daniels, the guy that was running for over 900 yards, and how that was shaped. I was disappointed because I thought he deserved some all-conference recognition as well. I thought we had some defenders like Julian Camarez that deserve some honors as well. I mean, I could probably go down a list of other guys who were probably right there, and if they didn't get it, were probably a vote or 2 away from the other coaches in this conference. So I was disappointed, but we understand how this works. The all-conference stuff is often quite political, I know this. I know you win more games, it takes care of itself, and that's really where our focus needs to be going forward. We have some good players here. I mean, some of the guys you just mentioned, whether it's Ace and Aiden up front, they're both coming back on the offensive line, so that's a good place to start with 2 all-conference guys coming back next year. And I think we have some more all-conference guys that just didn't get the recognition, and maybe that gives them a little extra motivation heading this off season. Well, good. Well, like I said, I'd like to say more. I'd like to have more guys on those teams, and so that's the goal. But we've recruited well. There's some good players there, and you see some good players there from some different parts of the country too, that are having a great experience here at Minot State. I think our guys are having a great experience at Minot State on the field. off the field. And the academics are great. The support our guys get here is great. Our facilities have greatly improved. You look at our weight room from where it was, what we inherited, what it looks like now. You look at the improvements that are going to be made in our locker room. In our facilities, like there's a commitment in our guys just eating better, nutrition bar, like we're on the right track in a lot of areas, and I think that you keep doing the right things right, and from an administrative level down to us as coaches and affecting our players and the student athlete experience, we're on the right track, and we'll continue to see progress when we keep building this thing. Yeah, I mean, you look at this league and you win up front. Everybody knows that. You win with men too, and that's so we need some maturity, and we gained a lot of experience this year certainly, and some was trial by fire. You guys are, getting baptized here in the NSIC at an early age, so that's healthy, and we can grow from that. And we got a lot of good players on all three phases of the game, offensive, defensively, and the kicking game. So keep developing, and then obviously as coaches, our challenge is to keep recruiting, keep building this roster, improving our roster, so we are competing with the upper echelon. Seems like really we were in just about every game this year. There weren't many we weren't in, and it wasn't just a total street fight till the finish line. We were in a bunch of games. We need to find a way to get over that hump, and that continues with this young group maturing, getting more reps, having a great off-season program, get bigger, faster, stronger, master the fundamentals within our systems of play, and we believe the arrow's pointed up. And like I said, we're Team 100's done and gone now, and we're on to 101. Well, I mean, there's so many reasons to be optimistic. I think we're well supported. I think we're giving our kids an opportunity to succeed. I think I have a great staff. I think we have a great group of guys returning. Are there things that we can do better? Yeah, certainly. I think in all three phases there's things to improve upon. There's always going to be. We have a product to recruit to. We have an identity of how we play that is unique. So there's a lot of positives to point to. And I think we're all optimistic because we know we got a good group coming back that's committed.